I'm talking about today. So on the count of three, how many claps?
Two.
On the count of three, how many?
Two.
On the count of what?
Three.
All right. Count of three, two claps. Now this is for yourself. So this could be, or this could be, or this could be, whatever you want to do, it's for you for showing up. Count of three, two claps. 1, 2, 3. So my name is Dwight Taylor Sr. I go by Coach Taylor or Mr. Taylor. I'm the author of this book, Dominate Your Day, 30 Empowering Statements That Encourage Greatness. What I've heard is that you all have been going through some of the prompts from the book, and which I greatly appreciate. One of the reasons why I wrote this book back in 2019 is because I had a desire to connect with students like yourself in a high-level way. And one of the best ways for me to connect with students in a high-level way is by asking curious, creative, and quality questions. I want you to write that down. Ask curious, creative, and quality questions. Ask curious, creative, and quality questions. I want you to write that down because one of the best ways to find out any information or the most information is by asking questions. Most people assume and then they get it wrong. One of the best ways to get information from someone is by asking. Curious. What's the next one? Creative. And what's the last one? Quality questions. And so when I was thinking about making this book interactive so I can engage at a high level, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and put some statements in there that can empower them, that can encourage them. Let me go ahead and put some summaries and stories in there. But I also wanted to end it with questions. Because once I ask curious, creative, and quality questions, I get that information and I can do something with that information. And one of the things that I love doing with information is applying it. I'm about to give y'all a formula real quick. I want you to write this down, type it out, whatever you want to do. Here's the formula that I want to give you today. Information plus application equals transformation. I'm going to say that again. Information plus application equals transformation. That simply means if you get great information, which I'm going to give you today, and you apply it to your life will be transformed. But not only will your life be transformed, but the lives of those who are connected to you. Once again, information plus application equals transformation. On the count of three, repeat after me. On the count of three, I'm going to say information and you say information. 1, 2, 3. Information.
Information.
Application.
Application.
Transformation.
Transformation.
Most of the time we get great information and we just leave it as information because we do nothing with it. In order for our life to be different, in order for our life to be transformed, we have to do something with the information. I'm from Richmond, California. I don't know how many people know where that is. That's in the Bay Area. 15 minutes away from Oakland, maybe 20, 25 minutes away from San Francisco. My mother was 17. My father was 18 when they had me. Unfortunately, at that time, they did what 17 and 18-year-olds did, which was focus on themselves. Fortunately, everybody say fortunately. Fortunately, my grandparents came in and helped my parents raise me. So for 18 long years, my grandparents were giving me great information. Everybody say information.
Information.
And if I wouldn't have done anything with that information, then it just would have remained what?
Information.
Facts. But I applied it to my life. And my life began to transform. I began to speak. I began to coach. I became an author. I get to travel all over the country, all over the world to do what I love to do. I used to be the kid who talked too much in class. I used to get in trouble all the time. If there's anybody in here who may be, let's say, between 4th and 7th grade will get in trouble for talking, just raise your hand. Any of y'all? Okay, that's me too, right? So I used to get in trouble for talking. And then one day, in 10th grade, my teacher by the name of Mr. Judd, I want you to write his name down, it's very important, Mr. Judd. Mr. Judd, J-U-D-D. In 10th grade, my teacher, Mr. Judd, he was like, hey, you have a power to communicate. You also have great influence. If you combine those two things together and not talk bad about people, but build people up, life will look different. Now, I heard Mr. Judd in 10th grade, but I didn't apply the information. Once again, information plus application equals what?
Transformation.
He gave me great information that could have led to transformation, but I didn't apply it at that time. Later on in life, I started applying the information that he told me. And that now gets me paid a lot of money to do what I'm doing right in front of you. I tell people all the time, I get paid to talk. I get paid to encourage. I get paid to empower people. I write books. These books give me the doors. The doors allow me to show up like I'm showing up today. So, I don't know what it is that you want to do. I don't know what it is that you desire to do. I don't know what it is that you're passionate about. But if you get great information, make sure that you apply it so your life can be transformed. So, with that being said, before I jump into reading this section of what we're going to talk about today, I want to spell a word, and I want y'all to help me, right? My daughter, she's in the 7th grade, just turned 12 years old, and she knows every time I go to a school or go to speak to a class, I'm going to always spell something. And so she always asks me, what word am I going to spell? And today I told her purpose. So on the count of 3, we're going to spell that word together, purpose. Hopefully you know how to spell it. If you don't, pretend. Right? I'm not going to call you out. But on the count of 3, we're going to spell purpose together. And this is the cadence and the rhythm that we're going to do it in. P-U-R. I'm not going to tell y'all the rest because y'all think that I need to see if y'all learned or y'all know how to spell purpose. So on the count of 3, we're going to spell purpose together. 1, 2, 3.
P-U-R-P-O-S-E.
Some of y'all got masks on, so I can't see if you really know how to spell it, but that's how we spell purpose. Let's spell it one more time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
P-U-R-P-O-S-E.
Right. P-U-R-P-O-S-E. That's on the inside of me. If I don't do what I was created to, then I might as well be dying, see? Because without a clear purpose, I have no foundation for it. Without making decisions or how I'm spending my time on. And that's wrong. Because all I do is stress you out. Internal conflict rising to the surface. You're like messy now. But bless the child. They knows what to do and then they do it. If that's you, you got to get to it. And if you never knew, then now you do, so you don't have to look back and say, yeah, I blew it. Because since I found my purpose, my life been more simple. Anything that does not line up with it, I tell it get gone and stay gone. I wrote my vision and made it plain. I'm focused on making change and they still trying to make it rain. And that's a shame. I call it lame. I believe in equality, but we are not the same. I'm on a different level, pedal to the metal, destination excellence. Because I was taught to never settle. On the count of 3, we're going to spell purpose with a little bit more enthusiasm. Here's why. Because each and every one of you has been created on purpose, with a purpose, and for a purpose. Maybe you don't know why you're here. Maybe you don't know the purpose for your life. But I'm informing you that you're not here by accident. You're here on purpose. On the count of 3, we're going to spell purpose with a little bit more enthusiasm than we had the first time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
P-U-R-P-O-S-E.
All good. So, the first chapter of this book is one of my favorites because it is my mantra. It is the thing that I live by. It is the thing that I want to encourage you all to do. All I need you to do is write these words down. Be your best. And then put a period. Be your best. The next thing I want you to write next to that is forget the rest. Forget the rest. Put a period after that. Next thing I want you to write is give your perfect effort and nothing less. Give your perfect effort and nothing less. So what you should have written down is be your best, forget the rest, give your perfect effort, and what?
Nothing less.
And nothing less. So let me read this for y'all real quick. Every morning you wake up, do a self-assessment of the person you were the day before. I'm going to say that again. Every morning you wake up. Not some mornings, not a few mornings, not 2 mornings, not 3 mornings. Every morning you wake up, do a self-assessment of the person that you were the day before. Somebody share with me what a self-assessment is. Anyone? Nobody's wrong. I just want to hear from y'all. What's self-assessment? There's a lot of scholars in here. I know somebody will give me an answer. Yes.
You assess yourself and your ability.
I like that. You assess yourself. You evaluate yourself. You ask yourself, how was I yesterday? When I was in class, how did I do? When I was at home, how did I do? When I was in my sport or my passion, how did I do? When I was with my friends, how did I do? When I was with my family, how did I do? All you're doing is assessing who you are. When it came to my attitude, how was it? Did I have an attitude earlier in the day? Did I have an attitude at night? And was that attitude positive or was it negative or was it indifferent? Self-assessing just means you check yourself. You go, how was I earlier? So that you can have more information. I told you information plus application equals what?
Transformation.
So let me keep going. Every morning you wake up, do a self-assessment of the person you were the day before. Then go out and compete with yesterday's you. Most of us are trying to compete and compare with other people. I want to inform you that comparison is the thief of joy. Write that down. Comparison is the thief of joy. That simply means when you try to compare yourself to someone else, it will steal your joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. Somebody tell me why comparison would be the thief of joy. Anyone? Back there.
Because you're not focusing yourself, you're focusing on other people and what's the differences between you and somebody else.
I like that. You're You're not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on other people and the differences between you all. Here's the crazy thing. If you were to compare yourself to anyone, make sure that that person was born on the same day as you at the same time by the same parent, and you all did the same thing forever. That's the only way that you should be able to compare yourself with someone else. Because if you compare yourself with someone who wasn't born on the same day, didn't come from the same parent, wasn't exactly like you, then how do you truly compare? In order to truly compare, you got to start off in the same place as the other person. Sometimes we compare our chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 15. Maybe that person has been doing this thing or being this way for a long time. And maybe today's our first day to try to be better. But now we look at that person instead of focusing on ourselves, hey, we ain't going to be as joyful. We're going to be frustrated. Might even turn into depression. Most people are sad, angry, mad, frustrated, all those words that you can use because we're comparing ourselves to other people when we should only be competing and comparing ourselves to the person we were yesterday. Comparison is the thief of what? Let me keep going. Then go out and compete with yesterday's you. Don't just do more than you did yesterday. Be more than you were yesterday. Most of us are always thinking about doing. What do I need to do today? What do I need to do tomorrow? How much more can I do? I'm saying just be better. That's it. Just be more. Be more of a person of character. Be more of a person of joy. Be more of your values. I got a quick question. If I were to ask each and every one of you, which I'm about to do, what are the top 2 things that you value in life? Do you know them? If you know what they are, raise your right hand. Let's see who knows their right and their left. If you know the top 2 things that you value in life, raise it up here so I can see. Up here. Don't be shy about it. Unless y'all put on deodorant. Okay? All right, hands down. If you know the number 1 thing that you value, like the thing that is highest priority, put your hand up. You at least know the number 1 thing. Okay, hands down. For those of you who did not raise your hand at all, my encouragement to you is find out what you value. Yeah? Find out what you value. And here's why. Our values determine our decisions. Write that down. Values determine our decisions. Our values, the things that we hold very high, they determine our decisions. Everything that you value causes you to do what you do. When I was in the 10th grade, who was my teacher back in the 10th grade that told me something great?
Mr.
Yeah. So when I was in the 10th grade, I used to only value being popular. That's it. I didn't value going to school. I didn't value grades. I didn't even value the thing that I said I loved, which was basketball. I valued being popular. So I would do things to try to make myself more popular. I would stand on tables in class. Even though I would get kicked out of those classes, I wanted to stand up on tables so that at lunchtime, everybody would be talking about me standing on tables. Why? Because I wanted to be popular. I wanted people to talk about me. I wanted people to know me. I would make fun of people all the time. Why? Because I wanted people to go, oh, the white guy jokes and this, that, and the other. Even though I was tearing people down because I wanted to be what? Popular. When everybody would be going right, literally, I would go left. Why? Because I wanted everybody to turn around, look at Dwight. Because I wanted to be what? Popular. My values start dictating and determining my decisions. Here's my question to you all. Would someone know what you value without you telling them? I want you to think about that. Would someone know what you value without you telling them? If you hang around me all day today, you would probably know that I value a few things. Number 1, speaking. I value that. Number 2, students. I value that. Number 3, my family. I value that. I wouldn't even have to tell you if you hung out with me for 24 hours. Why? Because you would see me doing this. I just left another school, doing the same thing that I'm doing. After this, I'm about to leave and go to another school. And then I'm going to go home and be with my family. I got 3 phenomenal, amazing, that's just phenomenal, amazing, put together. 3 phenomenal, amazing kids. My oldest son is 20, my youngest son is 19, and my beautiful baby girl, I already told you how old she was. How old is she? 12. I love my family. I love my wife. I got 2 siblings that live with me as well. If you hung out with me for 24 hours, you would definitely know what I value because my decisions would show it. My question to you is, do people know what you value based on your decisions? Right? Maybe y'all came in here and y'all was laughing and playing, and maybe y'all knew that y'all wasn't supposed to hit the keys on the piano or whatever. If somebody said, hey, don't touch that, go ahead and sit to the front, and y'all was touching it, I'm just using an example, I'm not pointing anybody out. But I would think, oh, they must value disrespect. Oh, okay, yeah, they value disrespect. They disrespectful. Their actions show me that they value disrespect. But if your actions are showing something different than you value, then change your actions. Change them. Today is the very best day for you to start identifying what you value. If you value family, then start asking yourself, what do I need to do to show that I value family? Not just say that I value family. If you value health, what do you need to do to show that you value health? If you value education, what do you need to do? If you value your friends, what do you need to do? More importantly, who do you need to become? Most of us just need to become a 2.0, 3.0 version of ourselves. Let me go back. Be more than you were yesterday. In everything you do, make sure that you give your perfect effort. This is all we're going to talk about for the rest of the time. Perfect effort. I want you to write those two words down. Perfect effort. Here's the reality. Effort is something that we can all control. We might not be able to control the weather. We might not even be able to control the air conditioning in here. We might not be able to control most things in our life, but your effort, what you give to something, is always controllable by you. Always. Always controllable. You can control your effort. You can also control your attitude. We'll leave that for another day. You can control your effort. If you give 60% to listening and paying attention and asking curious, creative, and quality questions, that's your 60. If you give 99, that's your 99. I'm going to say give your perfect effort. Now, does that mean be perfect? No. None of us will be perfect. But I'm saying when it comes to your effort, give your best. I told you from the jump. Most of us miss out on opportunities of a lifetime because we don't show up. Here's what I'm going to add. Show up with your perfect effort. What if somebody said, hey, I'm going to give y'all $1 million if you could tell me that all this time throughout the day leading up to now, you've been giving your perfect effort in every class. I'm trying to figure out who would get that million. I don't know. But I guarantee if I say, hey, if everybody gives their perfect effort to start raising their hands and asking questions, I'm going to give y'all $500,000 a piece before I leave here. The majority of y'all will probably start doing that. Why? Because you know that you got something coming. The crazy part is, that's an external motivation. I want you to be internally motivated. I want you to start identifying what inside of me says, you know what, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to give better. I'm going to have better. Maybe your why is your family. Maybe your family gave you so much and you said, you know what, the best I can do is give my perfect effort to whatever it is that I'm doing. Because you sacrificed, you invested so much. I want to encourage each and every one of you to give your perfect effort at everything you do. Whatever the next class is, maybe it's lunch, maybe it's, I don't know what time of the day it is for you all. Whatever you're about to do next, give your perfect effort to it. Don't give 99, don't give 98. Identify what your 100 is and give that. Am I saying be perfect? No. But I'm saying with your effort, make sure it's perfect. And everything you do, make sure you give your perfect effort. My brother, Andre S.O.G. Ward says, effort is between you and you. Effort is between who?
You and you.
You and you. That's it. Effort is between you and you. Only you know how much effort you are putting into what you're doing, and if you're being the very best you that you were created to be. It's easy to appear as though you are giving 100%. But if you know that you're only giving 70, 80, or even 90%, then I challenge you to evaluate the motivation behind your actions. If you're showing up to do something, and you giving less than your best, reevaluate why you're even doing it in the first place. I'm going to say that again. If you're showing up anywhere and you are giving less than your best, take a moment to reevaluate. Think again of why you're even doing it. Because what would be the purpose of doing something, especially something you want to do, especially something that's going to be beneficial, if you don't give your perfect what? Effort. You may feel giving your perfect effort is risky because there's no guarantee of the outcome that you want, but you are only robbing yourself by not giving your all. Here's what I want y'all to take from today. You cannot know your full potential until you give your full effort. I'm going to say that again. Feel free to write that down. You cannot know your full potential until you give your full effort. All of y'all freshmen? So that means sophomore year, junior year, senior year. Before we even get there, I'm gonna encourage y'all. If you want to know the full potential or the fullness of the person that you could truly be, start giving your full effort right now. And it may be scary, because you're like, what if I give my full effort, my perfect effort, and it doesn't happen? That's okay. We learn from it, and then we move forward. See, it's less about going through something, it's more about growing through something. That's a bar. It's less about going through it. You're going through school. Yeah. But what about if you start growing through school? Like asking more curious, creative, and what? Quality questions. Start giving your perfect effort and nothing less to your day. Things will look a lot different. Don't let a moment, second, minute, hour, day, week, month, or year go by without giving your perfect effort. Your future you will thank you for it. So that's chapter 1. Obviously, I shared a little bit while I was sharing chapter 1. But chapter 1 is all about giving your perfect effort and nothing less. I tell people all the time, if you don't read anything but chapter 1, you should be straight. Because if you show up 24/7, 365, giving your perfect effort, life is going to look better than it would if you did. So here's what I need y'all to do. It's 2 to a table. There's one person back there. We'll figure out how we're going to do that. Here's what I want y'all to do real quick. I'm going to ask y'all a question. Y'all going to share with your partner, whoever is right next to you. All right? I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to share, and then I'll probably end up going back there to be your partner since you are by yourself. All right, so here's the first question. And I'm going to give y'all about 2 minutes to share. So don't hog the time. Like, make sure y'all have the dialogue, 2-3 minutes. Here's the question. What areas of your life do you need to give your perfect effort? What areas of your life do you need to give your perfect effort? And we'll start the time now. What's your name? Participate. 1 minute. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On the count of 3, give yourself 2 claps for participating. On the count of 3, how many claps? 14. Count of what? 3. On the count of 3, how many claps? 1, 2, 3. All right. If you shared something with your partner, just raise your hand. If you shared. Okay, you don't share anything? Okay, hands down. All right, so here's what I need. I need some leaders. How I define it in this moment, right? Because I want you to define leadership for yourself. How I define a leader or leaders in this moment is someone or multiple people who are going to volunteer to share at least one way or in one area that you can give your perfect effort. So on the count of 3, If you desire to be a leader in this specific realm of what I'm saying leadership is, you just raise your hand and keep it up there. Okay, we count 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Keep those hands up. Okay, hands down real quick. All right, so who's going first? Out of the ones that raise hand. Go ahead. So here's what I want you to do. Do you mind standing up? You stand up? Just stand up and share the one area where you're going to start giving your perfect effort. And don't even share with me. Share with your classmate.
I would communicate better with my family because I'm going through a time where, like I'm busy with school and all of the fighting to talk to my family. And also because my grandfather's in the hospital right now, and so he was at the hospital, but that's why I really have to communicate better, so I always have to communicate.
Thank you for sharing. Two classmates, all those classmates. So I do fist bump, so that's what you see. Did you have your hand up? Okay, let's go ahead. Do you mind standing up or? Cool. And share with the group. One area where you know what, let me give my perfect effort in this area.
One area I can give my perfect effort in is sports.
Sports. All right, 2 claps on the count of 2. 2 claps on the count of 2. 2 claps on the count of what?
2.
1, 2. Who else have there? Somebody up there, right here. You mind standing up? Phenomenal. Share with the group. One area.
I need to practice more on. I need to give my perfect effort in school.
Two claps on. Okay, or that. I like that.
I need to give my perfect effort in my attitude and how I act and how I act.
Okay, 2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead. And be loud so everybody can hear you.
I need to give my perfect effort in my schoolwork because it the way I do academically it affects what I'm able to do. And I don't really get D's, S's, and stuff like that, so I need to be better on that. So I'll be able to play sports.
2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. Anyone in this row still have their? Yep. Go ahead in the back.
I need to give my perfect effort in communicating with myself.
Okay. 2 claps on the count of 2. On the count of 2. On the count. 1, 2. That's how many so far? 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got like 5 more in the back. Yeah. Be loud so I can hear you too.
I do my perfect effort in time management because I'm not very able to do all my work in 1 hour because I don't manage my time.
So time management, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. Who else in this row had their hand up earlier? Okay, right there. No, me. Yeah.
I need to show up to school more and
So use the perfect effort to showing up to school more and missing assignments.
Yeah.
All right, 2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. Either one of you. Yep, yep. So stop relying on other people so much and do it yourself. 2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. Class on the count of 2. So hold on. So chores, making sure you do them and not skipping them, right? Okay, 2 claps on the count of 2. 1, 2. All right, so anybody else in this row have their hand up? No? Did anyone over here have their hand up at all? No hands over here? All right, so those who shared, just stand up right where you are real quick. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's perfect.
Wow. Right on.
Stay standing real quick. Stay standing. So, for those who volunteered and decided to be a leader in this context, thank you. Even if you didn't stand up, that doesn't make you not a leader. That just meant by the definition that I gave for this is what I was looking for. Here's why. And when you all sit down, I want you to write these 2 words down, but you all can already do it, write it down. I want you to write 2 words down, and those 2 words, don't sit down yet, are define everything. See, most of us, we live by other people's definition. If somebody says, hey, be successful, if you don't define it, we don't know how to be successful, right? So I want you to start defining everything, and thank you all for following through on my definition of leadership for the time. So go ahead and have a seat. Everybody can have a seat. Define everything. The last piece that I want to do before I open it up for any questions is just share a little bit more, right? So when it comes to perfect effort, it's not just something that I want y'all to remember that might sound good. I literally want you to give your perfect effort to every single thing that you do. Everything. Especially the things that you either shared about or you shared out loud about or shared with your partner about. Make sure you give your perfect effort to those things. And the best day to give your perfect effort to those things is what day? Today. Today. And then the next day after today that's the best is what? Next day or tomorrow. But start today. Start giving your perfect effort today. Right? The book is called Dominate Your Day. You see it on my sweatshirt. Dominate Your Day literally means bring the very best version of yourself to every moment, second, minute, hour of every day, every week, every month, every year, for the rest of your life. Because if you don't, not only will you be doing yourself a disservice, but you'll do a disservice for those people who are counting on you. I have a question to ask. I'm the oldest of 7. So I got a lot of people who are counting on me. Also got 3 kids, a lot of people. Also, I'm a grandfather now. My granddaughter's coming to see me tomorrow. She's 7 months old. Oh, wow. I got a lot of people counting on me right now. So I must give my perfect what? Every moment of the day. Because they're counting on me. I must give my perfect what? Every hour of the day. Because they're counting on me. It's the same for you. Here's the question. How many of you all have younger, don't raise it till I get done, younger siblings and or younger cousins and or younger nieces or nephews? Raise your hand. If you have any of those, younger. All right, hands down. Those people are automatically counting on you, period. They all count on you. Whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. They're counting on you to give your perfect what? Every single day. Because they're looking up to you, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, whether you want them to or not. Whether you see them all the time or see them once a year or see them only on FaceTime. They're counting on you to give your perfect what? That's here's the crazy part. When you give your perfect effort to whatever it is you're doing, you then have the information that you can pass to them. And remember, information plus application equals what? Transformation. I want to see you all's lives be transformed. I would love to come back here next year and run into y'all somewhere in the hallway and just ask how's life been going since I seen you last. And you just have so much to share with me because you've been giving your perfect effort. And you've been taking the great information that you've been getting and turning it into transformation because you've been applying it. That's the hope. The hope is that you don't give 60, 70, 80, 90, or 99. The hope is that you give your perfect effort all the time. That's the hope. Anybody ever heard of TED or TEDx? Right? So it's a platform for speakers, right? So I did a TEDx talk like 4 years ago, and this TEDx talk has allowed me to do multiple things. Multiple. Get paid a lot of money to speak. I'm not going to share how much I get paid to speak, but this TEDx talk allowed me to take what I was making, boost it up because TEDx is a big platform for speakers. Someone asked me, I was on an interview yesterday for a podcast. The interviewer asked me about my TEDx talk and was like, all right, so you did a TEDx talk in 2018. Were you nervous? I'm like, nervous? Nah. He was like, why weren't you nervous? I said, I've been preparing for this thing since 2010. For 8 years, I've been giving my perfect effort for this TEDx talk. Every day, every hour, I'm doing something to prepare. Here's the 5 words I want you to write down. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I call them the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Somebody tell me what you think that means. Anyone? Yeah?
When you get prepared for something, if it's like that, if something you want to make sure that you don't do it.
On the right track.
Basically, you want to make sure that you can prepare for it.
There you go. Show up ready. Show up ready. Show up prepared. No matter what it is that you have to do. If it's something that you think is huge or you think it's small, show up prepared because you never know. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I killed my TED talk. I know it because I was properly prepared for 8 years. My encouragement to you is that whatever it is you have to do next, you make sure that you are properly prepared so you can perform at a high level. Maybe it's just going home and being the best person in your household that you can be. Well, properly prepared. And one of the best ways to properly prepare is by asking yourself, okay, when I get in here, what am I going to do to give my perfect effort at being the person that I know I need to be? That's a quality question that you just need to ask yourself. Okay, that's what I need to do. When will I do it? Boom, that's another quality question. How will I do it? That's another quality question. Let me give y'all some game real quick. I teach effective communication. I teach people how to communicate at a high level because I believe that effective communication leads to higher compensation. That's another bar. Effective communication leads to higher compensation. Somebody should write that down. Effective communication leads to higher compensation. That means the better you communicate, the more you can get paid. Effective communication leads to higher compensation. 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 Effective communication leads to higher compensation. The better you communicate, the more you can get paid. Here's what I want y'all to know. I call them the 5 W's and the H. The 5 W's and the H. Can anybody guess what those are? 5 W's and the H. Boom. Say it loud.
Who, what, when, where, why, and how.
Perfect. Write those down. 5 W's and the H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Those are the best. You out of here? Thank you so much for being here. Those are the best questions that you can ask yourself and others every day. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. When you ask yourself and others that question or those questions, you can gather information. And what did we learn about information today? I heard one person.
Information plus application equals transformation.
Information plus application equals what?
Transformation.
The only way I can get good information from somebody is to ask them curious, creative, and what?
Quality
Quality
questions.
questions. And I just gave y'all 6 types of questions that you can ask anybody, but more importantly, ask yourself every day. And here's why I say ask yourself. Write this down. This will probably be the last thing I had you write down for the day. Self-talk is the most important talk. Self-talk is the most important talk. Self-talk is the most important talk. Here's why. The things that we say to ourselves matter more than what people say to us. The crazy thing is this. We are with ourselves 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, 365 days of the year. Like all the time, we are with ourselves. So what we're saying to ourselves matters way more than what somebody else is saying to you. Now, does what someone's saying to you affect you? Yeah, it can. But the things that you say to yourself affect you even more. One of the reasons why I wrote this book is because I wanted to encourage people. I wanted to give people empowering statements that you can say to yourself to inspire greatness. I know too many students all over the world, from here to Australia, that are talking negative to themselves every single day. Every day. Multiple times a day. walking through hallways, in classes, at their house, where they're talking negative, because that's all they know. I want to encourage y'all, speak positive about yourself. Talk nice to yourself. Today's the best day to give your perfect effort and speak nice about you. So here's what you're gonna do. Last activity of the day, with the same partner that you have. And actually, if you can partner with right here, yep. I want you to tell your partner 3 great things, up to 3 great things. You only got one, that's fine. Up to 3 great things about yourself. I'm gonna give y'all like 2 minutes, and we're gonna start right now.
I value my and my work ethic.
What 20 seconds?
He's still moving.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there any clap? Once, twice, once, twice. I'll start freestyling, but I won't get it right now. All right, so you all learned something about the person sitting next to you. We talked about asking curious, creative, and what? Quality questions. Here's the next thing that I want you to do. 2 minutes. What you heard, I want you to ask 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of the W's or the H to get more information from that person on what they said. Because information plus application equals what? All right, so for these next 2 minutes, I want you to now go deeper into that with that person. All right? Count of 3. Go. 1, 2, 3.